What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This time we're gonna go over a sturmtiger by AFV Club. So for this kit I decided to use aftermarket metal or brass simmerite, and that's from Edward. I'll go over a couple of little issues that I found on the instruction. Kind of want to give you guys heads up of what to look for. In my opinion, there some mistakes that AFV Club did on telling you how to put together stuff or looking for certain parts. Overall, it's a really easy tank to build. Very similar to Tamiya, has a couple springs here to tension the tracks at the end, but that's further down the road. Um, in my case, because I was using Simmerit and it's brass, so you will build certain things at the end once the Simmerit is painted and everything. That's my preference. I mean, you guys can work on this differently, but these are the parts that I decided to do at the end. Another little issue that I found, it's you have to work with certain parts. You have to file them down and then just to make them fit. This step 9, be very careful with step 9. I don't know who decided to make these parts so thin, and then when they are sitting in the sprue or where they are connected in the sprue as how it comes from factory, they have these other accessories sitting in the center with these huge plastic parts just holding them. So getting rid of them, it didn't occur to me when I was building it, so I ended up breaking these little thin strips. But perhaps you can heat up an X-Acto knife and then just go through the sprues that you don't want, because the slightest pressure that you apply, it'll break the part that you will end up using. You'll see what I mean when you hit step 9. For the rest of the build, you know, it's the basic stuff. It has some pretty small detail parts. For the interior, it shows some nice detail on the gun, on the main cannon, or pretty much the rocket launcher. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the rest to build a full interior, but I'm pretty sure there's some aftermarket stuff out there. On step 15, I found another issue. There's this front window, this front part that I'm showing here, and there is no part. You can just see through this section, and when you end up building the whole thing, you can just see inside. There's really nothing. But then inside that wall, there's like a section where a piece goes, and you guys can see here that there's nothing indicating any piece or anything that goes there. So beware of that. I ended up cutting another piece from another tank and actually putting it there. But you can see here that it shows you that a piece should go there, and then on the other side you'll see the markings. This PE part, it's metal. Be careful with that thing. It's so hard to bend it and to make it fit nice. I ended up struggling with that thing, and on my tank, unfortunately, it doesn't look perfect. Once again, here's the rest of the instructions. Nothing major. On this step 19, there's a little part, the one that I'm showing here. There is no part number on that part, so you're gonna every other part has you know, a description and which sprue it goes, except that one. It has no part number, so you're gonna have to struggle a little bit and look for it, but you'll find it. It's there. The superstructure doesn't sit perfectly on the hull of the tank, but I'll show you later what exactly you need to do. At least in my model, it wasn't fitting, so you end up shaving a little bit in the front. You'll see. This part goes in this section. Be careful on how you sit it. I ended up putting it at the end of the build, painting everything and then move over with it. Here am I showing you again what part it is. You have to put the string or the cable through the pulleys, then you end up attaching that belt. That's a PE part. You'll see the part number there, and that's kind of like the belt to hold the rockets. The rear section where the engine goes, it allows for you to leave it open. Again, I'm pretty sure there's some aftermarket engines and stuff like that too, for you to show or display the interior. Then we jump to camouflage, and that's it. So I'm gonna show you step by step how I build it. That again, the simmer that I used, it's the aftermarket from Edward. Very good product. I really liked it. You know, it's very precise, and you have to trick it. Once again, I'm showing you the section where I was talking about step 9. This part, the hole needs to, you see it's a diagonal section, so it sits forward and down, so you have to shave it in order for the rest of the superstructure to sit on the hole. I'll show you in a little bit how exactly or what I'm trying to explain. Rest of the upper part, very simple. Once again, I mentioned the interior is pretty detailed on the gun part. There's that open window that I told you about in the instructions. There's nothing there. You can see that a piece is supposed to be there, but nothing in the instructions and nothing on the spruce. Just bring your other part. Here's where the superstructure sits. That's what I was talking about. So you need to shave the upper part in order to sit there, and that way the whole rest of the part will completely seal. You can see the back that it stays open, and if you don't shave it, it'll stay raised and it doesn't look. how it goes. On most of my tanks, I remove skirts or sections of the skirt. I decided not to with this one since these tanks were barely used and most of them were abandoned, I guess. So yeah, this one's complete. Even though I've seen some pictures of them missing like a whole side, but you know, it pretty much depends on what you guys want to build. I wanted to finally do a complete tank. A little bit of camo. Here we're sitting with the mufflers or the inside part of the exhaust. I started rusting it. You can see where I took the outside covers. Then this is I used Skale colors. I mentioned these colors in my previous video from the 132nd Mistel. Very, very good colors. They lay good. So on top of the yellow, I ended up using those colors.
More carrots. Don't tear it. More carrots. Where's Garrett?
Vegetables. Vegetables.
Here I come from the west side. The left side. The right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain. More carrots. Don't tear it.
Dot by dot. So I had a different approach. For the back, I decided to rust it a lot. That thing goes through a lot of heat, so paint falls off faster than in the rest of the tank. Here's the first part, base coat of black rust, and then from that I start working on the always wait for the first coat to dry completely. That way you know exactly what's going on with the tank. Another tip that I found, and I actually do it a lot, remember that if your eyes are stuck on whatever model you're building for too long, you kind of get used to it. So you don't see patterns that you're repeating, you don't see things because your eyes are used to it. So tip, look away, go do something else for a while, then come back, and then your eyes will catch certain mistakes or certain patterns that you don't like, so you can correct them or, change the course of what you're doing. Streaking. I usually don't go with streaking, don't like that technique pretty much. I decided to try it on this one a little bit, and it's a little aggressive here, but remember, you always go with a more subtle approach. So, yeah, you have to take a lot of this paint out. So, patience here. can see very light residue. Then we move to a darker kind of dirt. You just add different colors of pigments depending, and then you start adding it on top. Here from the mufflers, this thing leaked oil like there was no tomorrow, so there you go. Remember, in tractors and heavy machinery, every time there's like an oil or grease leak, you'll see the mud mixed with the oil and grease, and it has like a different look to it, like a very dark and usually shiny. So you guys can use that approach on the rear mufflers. Now, I also wanted to add that small last detail of leaves. Like if you park your tank under a damn tree, it usually happens when you do your car like that. You come back and it's completely covered on leaves. So I wanted to try it on this tank as well. So again, I used the white glue, PVA, I believe it's called. You just very little, thin down with water. That way it doesn't leave like a big mark or stain when it dries. And you use a lot of patience and little leaves. That's how you'll end up with this cool look. I went over the whole tank doing the leaves, and then this is it. This is the tank finished. Hope you guys like it. Remember, please subscribe to my channel, comment. I always like to answer. If you have more suggestions or questions, I always try to make videos on things that people ask me about. So I'll get back to you and definitely try to answer whatever you guys are asking, or doubts or tips. I'm no jealous with my technique, so whatever I know, I will let you guys know. So thank you for watching. Come back, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.